Hi, I'm Vanessa Vallefinson and I will talk about the guidelines for designing effective English language teaching materials according to a paper written by Jocelyn Howard and J. Major, both from Christchurch College of Education. And I will first like to mention that teaching materials is an important part of most English teaching programs, because they can include almost anything nowadays, from movies, textbooks, pictures, or anything you can find on the internet, pretty much. When we answer the question why English language teachers may choose to design their own materials, we have advantages but also disadvantages. The first advantage would be contextualization. It exists a lot of critics with commercial materials. Professors say that they are too generic and that they lack of an appropriate sociocultural background. And by designing their own teaching materials, this learning gap can be filled. And this can also help to reach their individual needs. And also, we have personalization, tapping into their interest and taking account of their learning styles will probably increase motivation and engagement in learning. The advantages, in the first place, we have organization, because these teacher design materials may lack overall coherence and clear progression respecting to commercial course books, that they do follow a specific program, units, and whatever it is. Next thing would be quality. There is this belief that teacher-made materials may seem rugged and unprofessional next to those produced by professionals. And the third thing would be time. Teachers need time in order to produce their materials. They do need time because they need to find, to select, to evaluate, adapt, and obviously make their own teaching materials. So if they do not have time, it is impossible for them, even if they want to. So there are 10 guidelines. I will first talk about guideline number 1. It says that these materials should be contextualized. As I said before, they should follow a curriculum. They need to have sociocultural appropriacy. This appropriacy includes experiences, realities, and first languages of the learners. They do need to have topics and themes that provide meaningful uses of the target language. Guideline number 2 would be that these materials should stimulate interaction and be generative in terms of language. They should have situations where learners need to interact with each other regularly in a manner that reflects the type of interaction they will engage outside the classroom in real-life situations. Guideline number 3 would be that these materials should encourage learners to develop their own learning skills and strategies. So professors need to teach their students how to learn and how to take advantage of language learning opportunities outside the classroom. Guideline number 4 would be that these materials should allow for a focus on form as well as function. Materials also need to encourage learners to take an analytical approach, and that these materials can provide opportunities for regulated practice in addition to independent and creative expression. Guideline number 5, these materials should offer opportunities for integrated language use. So they need to have opportunities to integrate all the language skills in an authentic manner and to become competent at integrating extralinguistic factors. Guideline number 6 would be that these materials should be and need to be authentic. As we said before, learners need to hear, see, and read the way native speakers actually communicate with each other naturally. And guideline number 7 would be that these materials should link to each other to develop a progression of skills, understandings, and language items. So they need to have clearly stated objectives, but also specific learning goals, and that they should include opportunities for repetition and reinforcement of earlier learning. Guideline number 8, these materials should be attractive. They need to attract their students. They also should be user-friendly. They need to understand the instructions or the exercises in an easy way. They also should last. Durability is also an important factor. They should have the ability to be reproduced, to be reused whenever and wherever they want to. Guideline number 9 would be that these materials should have appropriate instructions. This refers to meta language. They should be written in language that is appropriate for the target learners. So if the meta language is Spanish, it should have instructions in Spanish, and the same case for English. And last but not least would be they should be flexible. Flexibility has to be with approach level, methodology, logistic, technology, teaching style, evaluation procedures, and expected outcomes. And that would be all.